Amidst the chaos, Diddy and J-Lo fled the scene, but the aftermath would haunt Diddy for years. In 2001, Diddy was acquitted of all charges related to the incident, including weapon possession and bribery. However, Shine took the fall and was sentenced to a decade in prison. The shadows of that night linger, and recent allegations suggest J-Lo might have played a larger role than previously known. If these rumors gain traction, she could find herself embroiled in legal troubles, facing scrutiny for possible obstruction of justice. Since the shooting, J-Lo has risen to global stardom, but with renewed attention on her past, her reputation is at risk. If the court reopens the investigation and finds evidence of her involvement, the consequences could be dire. The stakes are high. She could be facing legal action that may tarnish her career and public image. Young Miami, whose real name is Koresha Brownlee, is also facing her own allegations tied to Diddy's activities. The duo was known for their on-again, off-again romance, making headlines in the hip-hop scene. However, her connection to Diddy might have put her in a precarious situation. According to lawsuits against Diddy, Young Miami allegedly aided him in transporting a dangerous synthetic substance on a private jet for a festival event in Virginia. If these claims are substantiated, Young Miami could find herself entangled in a serious legal battle. Transporting controlled substances is no minor offense, especially given the circumstances surrounding her involvement. Young Miami has been outspoken in defending Diddy, insisting that her experiences with him differ from those of others who have accused him of misconduct. "I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers," she stated. However, her vocal support could backfire, as it might invite further investigation into her own actions. The authorities may take a closer look at her involvement, which could lead to serious legal trouble. Both J-Lo and Young Miami must navigate the legal repercussions that come with their associations with Diddy. If the allegations against Diddy hold water, they could potentially be charged as accessories to his crimes. For J-Lo, the ghost of the 1999 shooting could resurface, while Young Miami's alleged role in transporting illicit substances could have dire consequences for her budding career. In Hollywood, image is everything, and both women have cultivated impressive careers. However, the ramifications of Diddy's legal woes could threaten their reputations. If found guilty, they could face significant consequences that might overshadow their successes. As the investigation unfolds, it remains to be seen how these developments will impact J-Lo and Young Miami. The legal landscape is murky, and both women are at risk of becoming collateral damage in Diddy's spiraling troubles. For J-Lo and Young Miami, navigating this storm will be one of the biggest challenges of their careers, with their futures hanging in the balance. Diddy's new reality. When people think of Diddy, they usually picture extravagant mansions, designer clothes, and private jets. But his current reality is worlds away from that glamorous lifestyle. Diddy is now locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center, or MDC in Brooklyn, a place notorious for its terrible conditions, often called hell on earth. It's tough to imagine someone like Diddy enduring such a nightmare, yet here he is. MDC has a dark history, including a disastrous power outage in 2019 that left inmates without heat, lights, or hot water during the harsh winter. For over a week, temperatures in the cells dropped, forcing inmates to huddle together with whatever they could find, towels, blankets, or even clothes, to stay warm. Protests erupted outside as concerned citizens banged on the jail walls, highlighting the inmates' plight. Inmates responded by flashing lights from their cells, signaling their desperate need for help. This situation turned into a full-blown crisis, and it took authorities days to address the dire conditions. Now Diddy finds himself in this same facility, where conditions haven't improved much. While the power is back on, reports keep coming in about the horrible hygiene and health issues at MDC. Inmates have complained about mold on the walls, rampant rat infestations, and a severe lack of clean drinking water. For someone like Diddy, used to luxurious homes and spa-like environments, transitioning from multi-million-dollar mansions to a filthy cell filled with pests must be unimaginable. The issue of undrinkable water poses a major threat. Some inmates have gone days without clean water, creating a breeding ground for disease. The threat of violence also looms large within the prison walls, where fights can erupt over trivial matters. For Diddy, this reality poses an additional risk. In prison culture, taking down a celebrity or well-known figure is often seen as a way to gain respect, placing him in a particularly vulnerable position. The heightened scrutiny surrounding his status could attract unwanted attention from fellow inmates, heightening his already precarious situation. To mitigate the dangers associated with his celebrity status, Diddy is being held in solitary confinement within the Special Housing Unit, SHU. While this may provide some degree of protection, it comes with severe drawbacks. Locked in a cramped 6x9 FT cell for 23 hours a day can inflict serious damage on a person's mental health. The lack of human interaction and stimulation can transform into psychological torture, creating an oppressive environment that can be crushing. For someone like Diddy, who has always thrived on social interaction and public engagement, the isolation must feel like an unbearable punishment. The psychological effects of solitary confinement are well documented, with numerous studies illustrating the toll it takes on mental health. Inmates often suffer from severe depression, anxiety, and a profound sense of hopelessness. Over time, this can lead to a phenomenon known as SHU syndrome, where individuals become so detached from reality that they struggle to maintain their sanity. The prolonged isolation, coupled with the filthy conditions and lack of basic necessities, creates an environment where survival is not just physical, but also deeply psychological. For Diddy, who has spent most of his life in the spotlight, being cut off from the world he knows and loves could be devastating. While his legal team may be working hard to secure a transfer to a more humane facility, for now, he is stuck in a place where just surviving each day is a monumental challenge. The physical discomfort, constant fear of violence, and mental strain of solitary confinement are taking their toll on him. The uncertainty of his situation and the potential for prolonged incarceration only add to the pressure. These factors can lead to feelings of despair and hopelessness, making it increasingly difficult for him to cope with the reality of his surroundings. Diddy's current reality at MDC is a stark contrast to the lavish lifestyle he once enjoyed. As he deals with the harsh conditions, isolation, and potential dangers of his incarceration, the psychological and emotional toll may prove to be his biggest challenge yet. If things don't change soon, this jail sentence could become the harshest wake-up call Diddy has ever faced, one that could alter the trajectory of his life in ways he may not yet fully comprehend. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. This experience will leave an indelible mark on him, shaping who he is and how he navigates the world moving forward.
Fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot.
Diddy found himself on his knees in the courtroom when his $50 million bail proposal was denied. He is now facing a new reality: life in a small jail cell instead of the luxury he's used to. Stick around till the end of this video to find out just how bad his life is going to get. Diddy went all out to avoid staying behind bars after his arrest. His lawyers proposed a mind-blowing $50 million bail deal, throwing nearly everything Diddy had into the pot. The offer was enormous. $50 million in cash alone would make anyone do a double take. But that was just the start. Diddy put up his $48 million Miami mansion, loaded with every luxury imaginable, and even offered his private jet, the same one he's taken on countless globe-trotting escapades. On top of this, Diddy's family stepped in, with his mother and other close relatives co-signing the bail, showing just how serious they were about getting him out of jail. Determined to make the deal sweeter, Diddy pledged to give up his passport to prevent any quick getaways to tropical hideaways and agreed to house arrest. He basically pleaded, "I'll stay locked at home, just keep me out of jail." His lawyer also proposed regular illicit item tests, nightly visitor logs, and strict limits on female visitors, only allowing family members like his mom, daughters, and their mothers. Diddy was throwing down every card he had. doing whatever it took to convince the judge to release him.
Sean Diddy Combs ordered to stay behind bars. His lawyers offered up his Miami home, his mother's home, as well as collateral. Also, he would forfeit his passport, but it wasn't enough to keep him out of jail until trial.
Despite the impressive bail proposal, the judge refused to budge. And here's where things got dicey. The prosecution laid out a strong argument that Diddy wasn't exactly a guy you could trust to stay out of trouble. They dug into his past and revealed some pretty damaging information. One standout detail was a series of unsettling old texts. In one message from 2016, Diddy seemed desperate, practically begging for help. He'd just been seen on camera in a hotel with ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, and in a panic he texted, "Call me, the cops are here. I got 6 kids, please call. I'm surrounded. You're going to abandon me all alone?" The text painted a picture of someone who could get manipulative when things got heated.